You probably think cannabis has always been legal in the Netherlands. I mean, there are coffee shops everywhere. People smoke in public, and tourists come from all over the world just to experience it. So it must be legal, right? But it's actually not. For decades, the Netherlands has lived one of the strangest legal situations in the world. You could buy cannabis legally, or at least tolerate it, but nobody was allowed to grow it.
It's not allowed to buy illegal produced product. But it's strange, right? Because you cannot produce it, you cannot buy it, but you can sell it. So where does it come from?
And that is exactly why the Dutch government started something historic, something never seen before in the Netherlands. The Dutch weed experiment. And today we're getting a rare look inside one of the first legal cannabis farms in the Netherlands. We are going to visit aardachtig. What?
You saw it here right outside of Amsterdam, legal weed being grown for the first time. Never thought this was going to be possible. Oof.
So Aardachtig is a company of weed connoisseurs and weed entrepreneurs. And together we have more than 100 years of experience altogether. So we know what we are doing.
On this channel we explore cannabis culture, genetics, cultivation and the people behind the plant. And today's video is something very special. Because together with Ben from Humboldt Seed Company,
all suited up, ready to go in. We're ready to go into the spaceship. Spaceship time.
And Dakota from Homegrow TV, we got invited to visit a fully licensed cannabis production facility near Amsterdam in the Netherlands.
Hashtag goals, life goals, dream board. This is nuts.
It's like Willy Wonka's cannabis factory.
But before we go inside, you need to understand how strange Dutch cannabis laws actually are. For decades, the Netherlands has followed something like a tolerance policy. Cannabis isn't really legal, but certain things are tolerated. And this is how it works.
So I'm Kees. I'm a weed grower and a hash maker. I've been growing weed for 13 years and been making hash for 8 years. And the last 6 years I had a hash brand or so. So yeah, this was my main focus the last couple of years. Okay, yeah, that's an interesting one because the weed experiment, yeah, what people in foreign countries think experiment, I thought it was legal already in Holland. No, that's not the case. This is all wrong. It's tolerated to have weed in your possession. And it's tolerated, weed gets sold in a coffee shop. It's not tolerated, it's not allowed to produce flowers, to make the product. It's not allowed to buy illegal produced product. The authorities look the other way. They think, okay, the shop can do this.
Licensed coffee shops are allowed to sell cannabis to adults of over 18 years old. Customers can buy up to 5 grams per person, but the shop itself is only allowed to have 500 grams in stock at any time. Yes, you heard that right. A business selling cannabis, but only allowed to have 500 grams in the store.
It's also really funny. So all the coffee shops in Holland can have a maximum amount of stock of 500 grams. except the coffee shops that are participating in the experiment, they can have a stock of 1 week. So this is also a funny situation because coffee shop owners like to be creative and are not always honest. So all those creative coffee shop owners and that were not honest about their amount of sales, they're now a little bit in a pickle, because if they told the government, let's say, in a week I sold a kilo, but in the reality they sold 5 kilos, they can now just have 1 kilo in stock instead of those 5.
Now, in most cities, tourists are allowed to buy cannabis in those coffee shops. But in some border towns like Maastricht or other parts of Zeeland, only Dutch residents can buy. Why?
If you come here as a tourist, you can enter any coffee shop except for a couple of shops near the border. They have e-criterium, they call this. So this means that only when you're from Netherlands or you can show that you live in the Netherlands, you can buy in this shop. I think this is only in Maastricht. Tunisia and in the south in Zeeland as well. If some spaces where you really have to show that you're Dutch. And the rest of Holland, you can just go and buy your weed. If you're over 18, of course.
And some coffee shops have smoking lounges, where customers can consume while having a drink or a coffee or a snack even. It's pretty chill. But those lounges are only allowed in certain cities. Are you still with me? Are you still following? I know that it's getting a little bit complicated. And that is also what feels so frustrating about the Dutch cannabis laws. Now, when it comes to home growing, there's a gray area that exists as well. In theory, it's illegal, but small personal grows are usually tolerated, as long as they're not commercial. But then what exactly the difference is between a personal grow and a commercial grow is not really clear either.
The home growers is a little bit of a tricky situation because in essence, home growing is not allowed, but they tolerate it. The moment when you get captured or get caught with your home grow and you are willingly giving it away, so from okay, take it, then there is no problem. If you say no, I want to keep it, of course you get a problem. You get a problem when it's too professional and too big. And when it's too professional and too big, this is of course you are left over to the mercy of the cop or officer that's at that moment in front of you.
Now here's where things get really strange. So coffee shops can sell cannabis, but producing the cannabis has been illegal, meaning the entire supply chain behind the coffee shops existed in a black market, in a black legal hole, to call it like this. The Dutch call this the backdoor problem. The front door is tolerated, but the back door, when the weed comes into the coffee shop, has always been illegal. We're not getting anywhere. So the government decided to try something new. So let's talk about the Dutch weed experiment. And the official name is actually the Controlled Cannabis Supply Chain Experiment. What? And it's the first time in Dutch history that licensed farms are allowed to legally grow cannabis for coffee shops. And the experiment began in December 2023 with just a small rollout with just 5 to 10 companies. And then the main experimental phase started on April 7, 2025. And here's how it works. Up to today, there are 10 licensed cannabis producers. And there's about 80 coffee shops in the Netherlands of the 250 that are participating in this experiment.
So the legal situation at the moment is still an experiment. 10 licenses were given out to 10 facilities. Of these 10 are only 4 or 5 are in production right now. And these facilities are able to grow weed and make hash without stress, at least stress from authorities. The experiment is just 10 10 facilities and 80 shops are in this experiment.
And in total, there are only 10 participating municipalities, including cities like Almere, Tilburg, Breda, Groningen, Arnhem, and a couple others. But all of those towns are actually very small cities. The big cities like Amsterdam, Den Haag, or Rotterdam are not participating in this experiment. And what is the goal? They wanted to see if a fully regulated cannabis supply chain can work. And researchers will first study how it affects public health, crime, safety, and of course, the black market.
And even more important, the biggest improvement and the best improvement from this experiment is that all the products the legal producers produce have to be sent to a laboratory to be checked on pesticides, on molds, on heavy metals, and on fungus. And if all these things are not present in the product, then it's legal to sell.
And if it succeeds, it could change Dutch cannabis policy forever. But today we're going to see how it actually works behind the scenes, inside the grow of aardachtig. How are these flowers being produced? Let's go!
Today we're at aardachtig facility. We are an organic cannabis farm and we make high quality products. Sustainability and high quality terps are our main focus. And today I will show you guys around how we make those high quality products. So let's go and have some fun, guys.
Just outside Amsterdam, in the city of Almere, sits one of the licensed producers in this experiment. This company is called Aardachtig, a professional cultivation facility producing cannabis for Dutch coffee shops. And today we're getting a full tour.
Well, talk about a dream come true. Not only did I see my first live plants in the Netherlands, but we've seen thousands and amazing strains, perfect health. This place is out of control, dude.
Even in a company like this, Kees just told me we still sometimes make little mistakes. There's still stuff to improve. And just as in any grow, there's always space to get better. So it's really nice to hear that from a professional point of view. Just like in your home grow, you're always improving something. You're getting new equipment, getting that new grow light, getting the new ventilator. Step by step, you always want to improve the quality of your flower. And they do exactly the same here. That's really awesome to see.
Hunt begins. About every week. Every week we make about 12 to 1500. Wow, 12 to 1500 cuttings, yeah. Yeah. And that's really the limit of this room. Like it's we actually plant about 700 to 800 plants per room, but we like to have some room for clones that are dying, selection. We just want the best in there, you know? So we like to make about twice as much as we need.
Honestly, quite impressive. Everything looks perky, everything looks green. You see that the plants are being grown with love, and then knowing that they're breeding and growing for terps can already make you guess about the smell that is in here, bro.
Yeah, it's awesome to see that applied inside like this. A lot of times you see predators mainly just for outdoor use, but like in the mother room, it's perfect.
And it's really the organic way, you know?
Yeah, it just cuts down on everything. Spraying.
Our guide today is Kees, a master grower and hash maker with more than a decade of experience in the world of cannabis. And here at Aardachtig, he's responsible for quality control and all extractions.
So now we go to our the heart of the facility, the motor that runs all the cells.
Wow, it looks like a server. It looks like an internet server right here.
See all those pipes here? They go into the greenhouse, and there goes one water tree, and it heats the greenhouse. Just like
one giant hot water thing.
more, yes, yeah, heat buffer. Same as you have in your house for 1 year, or the boiler. Yeah, exactly, yeah, but then super huge. Yeah, that. Room is off, that heat will get pushed to the room that's off, so that the temperature in the room that's off is also on point.
Beautiful.
Bro, wow, man, these plants are on point. Wow, look at how equal they all are. But his journey started in a very different place.
So this is our dry room. We can show you one little thing of new things here.
Oh.
So this is our research and development grow room, our pheno room, where we find all our new strains. And these ones actually that are hanging are declined, are not good enough.
They're stacking so amazing. We're like, oh, bro, they're stacking.
We don't want this. Wow, we want only better stuff. This is the side. It's also funny. Now you can see a difference. This is the side. Here you see. Also, that's the plants we actually re-vegged. So it looks less, but we only took out the main cola so we can smoke and try. The rest of the plant is still alive, and this is in the process of being re-vegged. So in this case, we don't need to have backup clones. So welcome into one of our dry rooms. A humidity control, humidity control, temperature controlled, and air circulation is controlled. And lights is off. And this is one of our bigger dry rooms. This dry room is built for the greenhouse, so we can fit like all our greenhouse weed in here. But since the greenhouse is empty, we put some indoor weed in here as well, because this dry room is really big and has 3 dehumidifiers and 1 humidifier. And because of the size and the amount of machines here, we can control it really well. So I like to dry in this room always, our weed, our better batches. This is the hash room.
Woo, super coach. This is cool, man.
Cold room, so the hash doesn't stick to the material, the screens and everything.
Ah, this is a hash maker ook.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We have a big freezer. We put our water in the freezer, so we don't have to use that many ice cubes. Ice cubes are only making contaminants for making crush.
Friction,
So when we have water that's like 0 or below 0, we can wash without ice cubes and we get a nicer material, nicer product. And we can also put more product in the machine because the ice cubes take up volume. But with tones of sweet,
Way sweeter than normal.
Layered smell, I always say, and this translates really good in the smoke. That's why this is
no gas, no gas at all. It's just all kind of like creamy fruit.
Yeah, and that's
like fruit parfait almost.
That's why this is one of our more popular strains and the best-selling strains, I think, also.
The structure of it,
right?
Like that, that's like the perfect haze bud.
Yeah. And they will get swollen much more. These ones, it's also funny. Sometimes with these kind of strains, is it gonna come some flower, and then suddenly after week 6 and 7, it starts swelling. It starts getting fat.
You can see how fat some of these calyx are up here. Like that's just like huge little calyx.
Yeah, and this will get compactor also later on. And you can see also what for me, because I'm a hash maker, I always select things on as many as possible heads on the fan leaves and sugar leaves, so that for me then the plant becomes more valuable.
Yeah, what do you look for in the trichro?
I prefer a sandy structure for washing, but I'm happy when there is a significant amount here present. Then I'm already like, okay, we can make something of this. Although sometimes it will not work for ice water hash, but can work for dry sit. So I don't immediately exterminate something that's too sticky.
Like many people in the Dutch cannabis industry, Kees didn't start in a legal facility. He started in the underground market. You know what I'm saying? And the situation at that time was just completely different.
The transition was crazy. When I think about it, the situation in the years before was so crazy and so much pressure. As I say, in the past we had pressure from police and neighbors, and now we have pressure to perform. So these are two things that are still putting pressure on me, but in a way different vibe and mood, let's say. But when I think back of the days before the legal facility, it was much fun. I have to say it was a lot of fun, yeah. It was a lot of fun and exciting and adrenaline and stuff that I sometimes miss here. But here I get much more better feeling from the overall quality that we make, and of course the team effort we are producing now. That is super satisfying for me now in this situation.
And how does it feel for you, like having Kees as your buddy and now seeing all this, bro? Like,
oh man, it's so nice. I know from Kees that he has been growing already for many years, but never really on a scale like this, and that with a team that big. It was always a bit underground, hidden, before the legal times, let's just call it like that. And now being able to work with the government, with politicians, with this new project, I think it's a dream coming true for everyone. Something that his father has been dreaming about already a long time ago. And now he can see his son doing this. I think it's awesome, and seeing Kees, he's so excited as well. He's so passionate about the plants. He's so passionate about making hash as well. That it's nice that he can translate all of this to a big project like this. So I'm very impressed, and I didn't know it was this big. The scale here is impressive. Thousands of plants, multiple grow rooms, strict environmental control. But the biggest difference between this and the old system is quality control.
In the past, the only moment that the weed got checked was by the nose of the coffee shop owner. So if the coffee shop owner has a bad nose or doesn't even smoke, what's most of the time the case, bad product could get released onto the market. Current situation, our product has to get tested by the laboratory, and if it has certain values too much, we can't release it onto the market because it will be contaminated. So this is definitely a change for the better, for the consumers and for the producers as well, because it means the producers can't be slacking. We have to grow in a good, proper and clean way to ensure a high quality product.
So in the past, the only quality control that there was the nose of the coffee shop owner. But now every batch must be tested in the laboratory for things like pesticides, mold, heavy metals, the potency, the terps, the list goes on and on. And only after passing these tests, the products can be sold in the coffee shops of the Netherlands.
The experiment is a big step forward in a good direction, in a way that we are finally producing products that are responsible to consume. And before, in the illegal market, any grower could make weed, could spray pesticides, could spray anything on it, or grow it bad that mold could get in. And then the only point of control of checking if the product was responsible to consume was the coffee shop owner. So if you have a coffee shop owner that likes money and doesn't care about weed, it's logical that this shop will sell dangerous products that are not responsible to consume.
And for Kees, that is one of the biggest changes that has become since this weed experiment. Because consumers now finally know what they're getting.
So this is the big advantage that we are doing now. We are making products that are responsible to consume, with the effect that the consumer can actually enjoy it in a proper, natural way. So we got a mix of soil, perlite and compost. And then we add our mycorrhizas, our trichodermas, our molasses afterwards later.
Now, what is also very important is cannabis genetics. These play a huge role in every grow, but also at aardachtig. Now, Kees actually comes from a legendary Dutch breeding family, connected to companies like Super Sativa Seed Club and Dutch Passion, some of the oldest cannabis seed companies in the world.
Oh, so we have the Super Sativa Seed Club is a company founded by my dad almost 40 years ago. He was one of the first guys that started a post-order seed company. So this was in the time that war on drugs was fully loaded. The war on drugs was going really hard. And at this moment, my dad thought like, well, let's not spread the weed, let's spread the seeds. And if the seeds are spread, the weed cannot be stopped. So this is what happened at that time. And seeds were sent all over the world, eventually evolving into Dutch Passion starting, Greenhouse starting, Sense Seed starting, all these Dutch companies that have historical value. And now most of these companies are also contributing to the legal projects.
And the philosophy was simple. If you spread the seeds, you cannot stop the plant. Isn't that a beautiful slogan? And today, those genetics are still influencing the legal market here in the Netherlands.
For me also super satisfying that the right people with the right knowledge and the earned stripes, let's say, are now in this legal project as well, showing how it should be done, let's say.
Two years after our first visit, I decided to go back. Kees had told me we're welcome anytime. So I took him up on that.
So when you came here 2 years ago, only these 6 rooms were ready. 6 rooms of 100 square meters. And now we got on the other side, we mirrored it. And we got some interesting rooms of 40 square meters. But we also got a room of 120 square meters. So a smaller room and bigger room were added to the combination.
And the change was insane. What? And during greenhouse harvest, they expect to run a team of 75 employees. Now that's the scale this experiment is already creating. And Kees says that this is one of the smaller companies.
How many employees were there 2 years ago?
2 years ago, we were just a team of maybe 10 people. And now there are 55 people running around here every day sweating.
That's growth. That says it all. That says it all. How much more work there is, how much is growing.
Mm-hmm. The 50 people working now are indeed for these 12 indoor flowering rooms and the maintenance that comes with it, the veg and all this stuff. And soon we will have the greenhouse full as well. And then we've planned to have 20 people more. Yeah, 20, yeah, exactly, harvest the greenhouse. So then we will have, we've calculated 75 people running around here.
But there's still one big challenge. Only 80 coffee shops are participating in this experiment, and most of them are located in smaller cities. You know, major cannabis hubs like Amsterdam, Rotterdam, Den Haag are not part of this experiment. Which means that the majority of Dutch market still operates in the old system, you know, on the black market.
It also has to be changed. Bigger cities have to come into the experiment so that we actually can see the effect of legal weed on the black market and comparison with the black market. I really like the moment that the shop had a menu with illegal strains and legal strains, because it so fast happened that the consumer realized that, oh, this legal grown weed is actually so good because it's been checked so many times.
And Kees believes that the solution is very simple.
But what they have to change is more points of distribution for legal producers. And what would be interesting, that there should be shops that have illegal menu and a legal menu.
Just let the consumers decide. Let them take the decision. Because I think once people try clean, laboratory tested cannabis, many notice something interesting, something different. The effect even feels different. Cleaner, lighter, more natural, this time organic. So it might feel a little bit different than the other flowers. We're not saying that the other flowers are bad or cannot be good, but we just don't know. And that is exactly what the problem is.
I can taste the difference now. And I can not only taste the difference, but I can feel the difference even more. You know how many clients came to me in the beginning like, fuck this experiment weed. I feel actually normal when my buzz goes away. Normally I smoke this like black market weed, I get a buzz, and then the buzz goes away and I feel like slow still. You know, I say, yeah, that's the impurities in the weed talking to you. And now that I'm smoking this clean weed, like my stoned feeling goes away and I feel normal again. I don't have like this tired feeling or heavy feeling. Yeah, that's a proper grown weed, a clean weed, you know? So that's also what I'm really happy with this experiment, that I'm actually opening eyes.
For growers like Kees, legal cannabis represents a new era. Less paranoia, more transparency, because the plant that once belonged entirely to the underground is now entering a regulated world.
Legal cannabis is a step forward and is the way to go in the future for sure. Although if I look at the past, it was beautiful and free and liberating. And weed was of the people, let's say. And now like authorities are involved. So the weed is not as free anymore. But it is it's regulated, it is controlled, and it is clean. For sure, you know? That's the way, good direction.
Legal cannabis is a step in the right direction. The future is green, but we're not there yet.
The future is bright and green, and it will go only up. And as you can see in the video, man, we have such a great team with so many guys with so much knowledge that we will only make better, funky, terpy products in the future that will blow your mind, really.
Now, of course, a cannabis farm tour wouldn't be complete if we wouldn't be testing the flowers. But to stay aligned with YouTube rules, we're not showing the testing session in this video. However, if you want to see what happened later on that week in Den Haag, where we had a sesh and a chill, let's say it, getaway with Kees and a buddy, just keep an eye open on Q's Garden Vlog. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure that you put on the notifications of the next videos to not miss out on those videos. Let's just say that night was legendary. Oh, and before you go, this video is sponsored by VivoSun, Focus, and BIOTABS. VivoSun is one of the best one-stop shops for home growers. From grow tents and LED lights to fans, drying racks, trimming tools, the V-Cure, they literally have it all. They have everything to grow, harvest, and dry, cure your plants. So if you're starting a home grow, go and check out the website and use discount code QSGarden for an extra discount and of course to support the channel. Now without Focus, we wouldn't be able to test all these little sauces and creams that are actually making. So also huge shout out to Barry of Focus. And now BIOTABS is a company focused entirely on growing organic. And their mission is simple: make cannabis cultivation clean, sustainable, and easy. Their system uses organic soil amendments, beneficial microbes, and slow release nutrients. So they create a living soil ecosystem, and interestingly enough, everything that we've seen here at Aardachtig, everything is grown with BIOTABS soil and nutrients. But
we use the BIOTABS fertilizer line. They have special tablets, compressed tablets of organic material and bacteria. You push this into the soil, and every time when you water, it slowly releases nutrients. and then we just only have to add water. The composition of the tablet is organic material like blood powder, powder of bones, spore elements, and some bacteria. The bacteria eat the organic material, goes through their stomach, and what they shit out is plant-uptakeable fertilizer. So in this way you get a self-sustainable plant that regulates their feeding themselves, and we just have to add water and maybe add some extra sugars or molasses to stimulate the process. Also by using microorganisms, bacteria and compost, we have found a way to stimulate the trichome growing process. So for us, the weed plant is nice, but the trichomes are the most important. There is where the active compounds are. So if we can stimulate the trichome production, that's top. And that's what we are doing in this facility and with our fertilizer that we are using now. So by stimulating the trichome production, we make sure the weed has better taste and has a higher quality.
So the next time someone tells you cannabis is legal in the Netherlands, you can tell them the truth. It's tolerated for decades, but true legalization has just started. This is only the beginning. And experiments like this one might decide the future of cannabis laws in Europe and maybe all over the world. Wouldn't you like to see that change as well? Now, if you like this documentary, please like, comment, share this video with your grow buddies, with your friends, with your family. It helps more than you think. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, put on those notifications. You don't want to miss the next video. We have a whole bunch coming up, and as long as YouTube allows it, I will start posting more and more and more. So keep your eyes open, and I'll see you at the next video at Kees Garden.